Hey there, and welcome to the Estate.co podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Garcia, and today we're diving into the heart of Northwest Arkansas with stories that'll make you laugh, think, and maybe even want to roll up your sleeves and get involved. This episode is all about community, history, and innovation, because here in NWA, we've got it all. From the blueprints of a brand new junior high school to a bed building project that's changing lives. We're starting with the power of coming together to build a better future. Then we're taking a delicious detour to House 1830, a hidden gem in Rogers that's bringing the flavors of Southeast Asia right to our doorstep. But wait, there's more. We're also stepping back in time to 1893, when Bentonville Square was the scene of a wild bank robbery and shootout that feels like it's straight out of an old Western. Spoiler alert, it involves outlaws, a brave woman named Maggie Woods, and a bag of silver that saved the day. All right, let's kick things off with a story about the future of education right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you've driven through Fayetteville lately, you might have noticed some big changes happening on Joyce Boulevard and Crossover Road. That's where the new Woodland Junior High is set to rise, and let me tell you, this isn't just any school. Designed by Modus Studio, a Fayetteville-based architecture firm, this state-of-the-art campus is set to open by the 2027-28 school year. We're talking about a 160,000 square foot, 3-story building that'll accommodate up to 900 students. But what really stands out is how this project is blending innovation with tradition. The design features mass timber construction, which not only looks stunning, but also maximizes natural light and sustainability. And here's a cool detail. The historic barns on the site aren't being torn down. They're being repurposed into outdoor classrooms and a greenhouse. It's a nod to Fayetteville's agricultural roots while preparing students for a modern world. Now, this isn't just about Woodland Junior High. It's part of a bigger plan by Fayetteville Public Schools to restructure grade levels. The current Woodland will become a middle school. A new Ramey Junior High will be built near College Avenue and Poplar Street, and John L. Colbert Middle School will be renovated into a third junior high. It's all about creating spaces that meet the needs of our growing community. You know, I love how this project isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about building a connection to our past while investing in our future. Those repurposed barns, they're a reminder that education isn't just about what happens inside the classroom. It's about understanding where we come from and using that knowledge to shape where we're going. But speaking of building, let's shift gears to another incredible project happening right now, one that's all about giving back to our community in a very tangible way. Northwest Arkansas Community College, or NWACC, is teaming up with the nonprofit Sleep in Heavenly Peace to build beds for kids in need. And here's the shocking part. Did you know that an estimated 228 children in Bentonville alone don't have a bed to sleep in? That's right, 228 kids who are sleeping on floors, couches, or worse. But NWACC and a team of dedicated volunteers are doing something about it. Next Friday, March 14th, they're hosting a bed building event at the college's Integrated Design Lab in Bentonville. Volunteers will work together in factory-style stations, cutting, drilling, sanding, and assembling beds that'll go straight to families in our region. And here's the best part. No experience is needed. Whether you're a DIY pro or you've never picked up a tool in your life, you can help make a difference. Over the last 7 semesters, NWACC and volunteers have built 290 beds for local families. That's 290 kids who now have a safe, comfortable place to sleep. It's time to talk about one of my favorite things, food. And not just any food, but the kind that takes you on a journey without ever leaving Northwest Arkansas. If you haven't heard of House 1830 yet, you're in for a treat. This hidden gem in downtown Rogers is bringing the vibrant flavors of Southeast Asia right to our doorstep. House 1830 isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience. Founded in 2023 by Chef Bin Huang and Executive Chef Vatsana Huang, this place is a family affair. With over 30 years of restaurant experience, the Huang family knows how to create dishes that are as authentic as they are delicious. Walking into House 1830 feels like stepping into a warm, welcoming home. The atmosphere is cozy, the aromas are intoxicating, and the menu? Oh, the menu is a love letter to the flavors of Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. Now let's talk about the food. If you're a first-timer, you can't go wrong with the honey ginger chicken. It's a crowd favorite for a reason. Sweet, savory, and packed with flavor. But if you're feeling adventurous, try the bun thit ngoong. It's a Vietnamese dish with grilled pork, vermicelli noodles, and fresh herbs that'll make your taste buds sing. And here's a pro tip. Don't sleep on the lunch menu. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can try 6 exclusive dishes that you won't find on the dinner menu. Oh, and save room for dessert. Trust me, their lineup is stellar. What I love most about House 1830 is how it celebrates culture through food. Every dish tells a story, and every bite feels like a connection to a place and a people. It's a reminder that food isn't just about nourishment. It's about community, heritage, and the joy of sharing something special. And hey, if you're planning a visit, I've got a little insider tip for you. Grab one of our daily dine cards, and you'll get 20% off at House 1830, plus 9 other local restaurants. It's a win-win, great food and great savings. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie or just looking for a new spot to try, House 1830 is a must visit. It's proof that Northwest Arkansas is becoming a culinary destination, one delicious dish at a time. Now folks, it's time for a little history lesson, and trust me, this one's a doozy. We're heading back to June 5th, 1893, to a day that forever changed Bentonville Square. Picture this. The sun is shining, the town is bustling, and suddenly chaos erupts. A gang of outlaws storms into People's Bank, guns drawn, ready to make off with whatever they can carry. This isn't just any bank robbery. It's a story straight out of an old Western. The leader of the gang, none other than Henry Starr, one of the most infamous outlaws of his time. Starr and 6 armed men burst into the bank, demanding money and threatening anyone who stood in their way. But here's where things get interesting. Bentonville citizens weren't about to let these bandits get away without a fight. Store owners, a deputy, and even everyday folks grabbed their guns and fought back. What followed was a chaotic shootout right in the middle of the square, bullets flying, people shouting. It was pure pandemonium. And then there's Miss Maggie Woods. While the gunfire rang out, Maggie did something incredibly brave. She snatched a bag of silver right out of the hands of one of the robbers. That silver ended up being enough to keep the bank afloat, and People's Bank was able to reopen the very next day. Talk about a hero. Now, let's talk about Henry Starr. This guy was a character. His criminal career spanned decades, and he was known as one of the most prolific bank robbers in American history. But here's the twist. Starr actually had a brief period of reform. He even became a movie star in Hollywood, starring in silent films about, you guessed it, bank robberies. But old habits die hard, and Starr eventually returned to a life of crime. His story came to an end in 1921 during a failed robbery attempt. It's a wild tale of crime, redemption, and ultimately downfall. You know, what strikes me about this story is how it shows the resilience of Bentonville's community. Even in the face of danger, people came together to protect what was theirs. And Miss Maggie Woods, she's a reminder that courage comes in all forms. Today, the building where all this went down is home to Taco and Tamale Co. It's hard to imagine that such a peaceful spot was once the scene of a dramatic shootout. But that's the thing about history. It's all around us, even in the places we least expect. So the next time you're on Bentonville Square, take a moment to look around. Think about the outlaws, the shootouts, and the brave folks who stood their ground. It's a story that's as much a part of NWA as the mountains and the trails. We've covered a lot of ground today. Education, community service, food, and even a wild bank robbery. But before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at some other exciting things happening around Northwest Arkansas. These are your NWA daily picks, and trust me, there's something here for everyone. First up, let's talk about the Market Center of the Ozarks in Springdale. This 45,000 square foot food processing facility is set to open soon, and it's a game changer for local farmers and food entrepreneurs. With resources like cold storage, commercial kitchens, and business development support, this place is all about fostering innovation and economic growth in our region. If you're passionate about local food, this is one to watch. Next, if you've got kids, listen up. Boulders and Brews Climbing Gym is hosting summer camps for kids ages 6 to 12. Think climbing, arts and crafts, making new friends, and just having an absolute blast. Summer will be here before you know it, so why not get a jump on it? I'll drop the link to register in the show notes. Now, let's talk about keeping things clean. Neat NWA is here to save the day with their professional cleaning services. Whether it's your office, clinic, or daycare, they'll make sure your space is fresh and welcoming. Daily deep cleans, weekly touch-ups, they've got you covered. And hey, they're offering a free quote, so why not give them a call? All right, arts and culture fans, this one's for you. Theater Squared is putting on a modern adaptation of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, and it's getting rave reviews. The production keeps all the beauty, comedy, and chaos of the original, but adds a fresh, modern twist. It's running now through March 30th, so grab your tickets before it's too late. Fashionistas, I haven't forgotten about you. Ethwes, a new fashion brand blending Indian handloom textiles with modern Western silhouettes, is celebrating its opening with a $100 gift box giveaway. Plus, if you mention NWA Daily on Women's Day this Saturday, March 8th, you'll get 10% off your purchase. How's that for a deal? And finally, mark your calendars for the Sonrisa Fest Spring Market in Fayetteville this Saturday, March 8th. From 12 to 5 p.m., you can shop handmade crafts, vintage finds, and trendy fashion while enjoying live music and free cocktails or mocktails. It's the perfect way to kick off spring in style. Whew, that's a lot of awesome stuff happening in our corner of the world. Whether you're into food, fashion, or just having fun, there's no shortage of ways to get out and enjoy everything NWA has to offer. We've covered a lot of ground today, from building beds for kids in need to uncovering Bentonville's Wild West past and even exploring the flavors of Southeast Asia at House 1830. It's been a journey through the heart of Northwest Arkansas, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. But before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart: community. Everything we've discussed today, whether it's education, food, history, or service, comes back to one thing: the people who make this place so special. Whether you're looking for local events, hidden gems, or ways to get involved, estate.co is your go-to resource. Head over to estate.co and explore what's happening in your neighborhood. Maybe it's signing up to volunteer at NWACC's bed building event, grabbing a bite at House 1830, or just discovering a new spot you've never been to before. Whatever it is, take that step to connect with your community. And hey, if you're inspired by today's episode, share it with a friend. Let's spread the word about the amazing things happening right here in Northwest Arkansas. At the end of the day, it's all about coming together, whether it's to build a bed, share a meal, or preserve a piece of history. That's what makes NWA such a special place to call home. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, every small action adds up to something big. So get out there, get involved, and let's keep building a community we can all be proud of. This is Eddie Garcia signing off. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and keep supporting the people and places that make NWA great. See you soon.